All right, hey gang, Nate Bear here, lead technical tactician for Monument Traders Alliance and Trade of the Day. And in this week's episode, I want to go over the indexes. I want to update the chart from last week that we talked about, and then I want to give you a pick fresh for this week, one that I think could do very well in the coming days and weeks. All right, so let's dive right in now. We talk about it every week. It seems like forever, but the SPY here, new highs, plus 3 ATR. Are we extended? Yes, we sure are. Does that mean we are going to roll over, crash, and burn? And no, it doesn't. Do we need a pullback? Do we need a pullback? Yeah, we probably do. The Qs here, same thing. You know, we're plus 3 ATR. We're at new all-time highs again today. A little bit of a rejection candle up here. We'll see what happens, right? Tomorrow is the CPI, Tuesday morning CPI. By the time this video is published, the CPI will be out. So what I've done is it sort of lightened up. And it's just the analogy that I've been using is I just want to see another card. And it's like a game of poker, right? And I want to see another card before I place any additional bets. So we've lightened up. We've taken profits in names like Meta today, right? Nice little pop here. Great opportunity to pay ourselves. Same thing, taking profits in names like AMD, Google. The semis have been incredibly strong, and we've lightened up. So at this point, I'm looking for and anticipating either some chop this week in ChopX or possibly a pullback tomorrow with the CPI print. Now, if the CPI comes in and it's kind of cool and it's like, wow, you know what? We're off to the races. And if that happens, then I'll just do some day trading and I'll play a little bit of catch up. But if the CPI number comes in a little bit hot, if we come in a little bit higher than expected, then I want to be ready to buy the next pullback as opposed to sitting here with a full boat full of longs wondering what happened to my account when the market gets, knocked down 2, 3, 4% in a week. So that's where I'm kind of at, right? So just to be clear, plus 3 ATR, there's nothing bearish about plus 3 ATR. It's incredibly bullish, okay? It doesn't mean that we have to get short. But a pullback to the 21 EMA, a pullback to the 8 EMA, these are healthy and they're needed. And it lets us then go higher without the fear of having like a big flash crash, right? So here we're plus 3 ATR, we pull back, we work our way higher. Plus 3 ATR, we pull back, we work our way higher. Plus 3 ATR, probably we're going to pull back and then work our way higher. So I'm sort of positioning for that. Now, with that in mind, I don't want to trade NVIDIA up here. I don't want to buy, SMCI, which seems like I've traded every day for 3 or 4 weeks. But one that I do like here actually is one that I think can kind of maybe do its own thing, which is AFRM. And one thing I want to show you on AFRM is I use a website called Finviz, Finviz.com. And I can type in AFRM, and down here I can scroll and I can see the short float. And a notice here in AFRM that they've got pretty high short float, 16% short float, which just means that of the available float, 16% is held short. Now, the other thing I like about AFRM is that it has a very nice big base, a big base. And you can kind of see if you track back, if it breaks out kind of above these levels, there's really not any resistance up into, about 80, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, but that's a long way above. And with 16% short float, things could get interesting pretty quickly. Now, if we zoom in on this part of the chart, what we'll see is we've got our standard sort of bull flag here. We've got our squeeze with our momentum shift. We're through earnings, so we don't have to worry about an earnings surprise coming out or an event that happens later in the week that we've got to trade around and position around. So what I would like to do in AFRM is simply go out in time. And, again, we're sort of in the buy zone. One thing we always talk about is where do we want to buy? Don't have to buy right now. Where would I like to buy? Well, I'd like to buy between the 21 EMA and the 55 EMA, right? And these levels on my chart are between about 40 and about 43. So between 40 and 43, that's where I want to start positioning long in AFRM. And what I'd like to do is just simply go out to the month of March, the March monthly expiration calls, and just pick up some of these in the money $40 calls. So nothing too complicated, nothing too crazy about it, but go in the money, pick up some in the money calls going out 31 days. The other thing you could do, because this is a high short float name, you actually could, this is one of those cases where I don't mind going out of the money. So I could also do maybe the $50 call. So maybe buy some in the money and some out of the money calls. But then the trade plan would look something like this, right? Entering in through here, stop on a close below this level down here. So if we come down here, we break that and we close down here, then I'm stopping out. And then my target is going to be a move up into new highs. I know it said there's room to like 80, but that's quite a move. So a move up into 56 and then 62 makes sense to me. All right, so that's what I've got for this week. If you did take last week's trade, the trade in W Day, I just want to look at that real quick as well. So what we were targeting was new fresh highs using the 195-minute squeeze, right? We talked about this bull flag right here. We talked about the 195-minute squeeze, the momentum shift, and boom, new highs. So this trade gets a big check mark. All right, mission accomplished. And I had somebody ask me today, said, hey, Nate, what about W Day? When can we get back in? And I said, well, when we have a fresh setup, my friend. When we have a fresh setup, we can get back in. But this trade up into new highs, job done. On to the next one. All right, that's what I've got for this week. I hope it helps. I will talk to everybody soon. And the biggest thing, again, this week, stay safe out there. Don't be a hero. It's been a great run. We've got CPI. It's ChopX. Stay safe first and foremost, and let's see if we can't work our way into that AFRM position. All right, have a good one. Later.